Hey there, Virgo. I am doing a reading for you. These are timeless readings for really whoever finds it, but I am titling it a Virgo reading, thinking of it from that perspective. So thanks for joining me. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, so I need to talk about what I'm picking up on here. The title sounds intense, I know, but there's something in this energy that feels occupied. Um, when someone can't quite shake you from their thoughts, like you're just there. In the background of everything, making coffee, there you are, trying to focus at work. Mind drifts back late at night, definitely there. Some people describe this as carrying someone without meaning to, and I'm feeling that pattern here. Let's explore this. So, what I'm seeing in this reading is someone possibly playing it cool on the surface, acting casual, maintaining distance, looking unbothered, but internally, different story. You might occupy mental real estate they didn't plan to give you, not in an unhealthy way, just persistent presence, like you moved into their headspace without asking. Maybe you've noticed someone behaving oddly, random texts, liking things from weeks ago, showing up unexpectedly. Could mean nothing, could mean someone's trying to maintain connection without admitting why. I see internal wrestling here, feelings that grew bigger than anticipated, bigger than comfortable, um, and that creates tension. Hold on. Let me sit with this moment. Some people withdraw when emotions intensify. They create space not from indifference, but from overwhelm, needing room to figure out what this means. You might have interpreted distance as loss of interest, but there's another lens. Someone at their window at 3 a.m. just thinking, replaying conversations, wondering what you're doing right now, whether you think about them too. I'm picking up on someone reaching some kind of internal limit where half involvement stops working, where pretending casualness while feeling intensity becomes exhausting, where you've clearly become more than just another person. Something's pressing for movement, and they're sitting with that pressure. Let's slow down here. For some of you, this involves someone from before, past relationship, unclear ending, unfinished business, and they've been attempting to move forward, meeting others, maybe staying busy, convincing themselves it's over, but it might not be sitting right. Every new person getting compared, every interaction feeling less alive than what you had, realizing nobody else quite lands the same way. That's powerful, and that awareness can pull someone back around. I see someone lying there scrolling old messages, looking at photos, kind of torturing themselves, honestly, because missing someone, when you don't know if it's mutual, creates real discomfort. That's the hard part for them. Reaching out when you might have moved on, being vulnerable when you might not reciprocate. Fear is real there, but sometimes feeling becomes louder than fear. For others, this involves someone newer, recent crossing of paths, casual maybe, and they didn't plan on feeling anything significant. Caught them off guard, like they were just existing and then you appeared and now everything tilts different. Focus becomes harder. Thoughts wander, wondering what real connection might look like. I'm seeing someone entertaining possibilities they're trying not to attach to, but attachment's happening anyway. Picture someone doing something completely mundane and suddenly imagining coming home to you daily, waking up beside you, building something lasting, then snapping out of it like, wait, where did that come from? But it came, and putting it back becomes difficult. You're woven into their mental landscape now. Hold on. I feel like someone's having internal debate, weighing whether to speak or stay silent, but every attempt to release it, something circles it back. A song, a scent, running into mutual friends. Life keeps putting you in frame. Coincidence, timing, pattern. However you interpret these things, reminders that keep you present. Maybe seeing your name makes their chest do that thing. You know, that thing tightening and racing simultaneously. Or hearing laughter that sounds like yours and turning, hopefully, small moments maintaining your presence in their awareness. I see momentum possibly gathering here. Not destiny, not predetermined, just energy building. Um, um, so, what might be unfolding? Someone could be working towards something, not necessarily tomorrow, not necessarily grand, but moving in a direction, testing waters, reading signals, checking if they're still opening. If you'd even be receptive, you might notice increased presence, more initiating, watching your stories, commenting, creating reasons to connect. That's often how groundwork gets laid. Some people need to build courage gradually. Can't just blurt, I have intense feelings for you without context first. So they inch closer, drop hints, observe reactions, and based on what they observe, they decide next moves. I'm seeing cautiousness here, not game playing, self protection while attempting approach. Let's pause. For those in undefined situations, someone might be ready to clarify things, to stop the what are we ambiguity and establish something concrete, because undefined spaces can exhaust people. Wondering if you're seeing others, not being able to claim any status. I see desire for clarity building, not from possessiveness, from wanting something real. Maybe they've been watching your life from the edges, seeing you happy, seeing you thriving, and one part feels genuinely glad, but another part's thinking, I want to be in that, not watching it. I want to contribute to that smile. Observing might not satisfy anymore. They want proximity, actual involvement with you. I feel like some of you might hear something raw soon, not rehearsed, not polished, just honest. Like, I can't get you out of my head and I don't know what to do with that kind of honest. Could arrive via text at odd hours, could spill out in person when they can't contain it anymore, could emerge when guards are down. But what they've been carrying, it wants out. Now, here's what matters. What you do with any of this belongs to you. Someone's internal experience doesn't create obligation for you. You might share these feelings, you might not. You might want this. You might be surprised and unsure. All completely valid. I'm reflecting what seems to be in their world. Your response is entirely yours. Some of you might have been experiencing similar pull, like you've been thinking about them and wondering if it goes both ways. And what I'm seeing suggests it might, that magnetic feeling could be mutual, that curiosity about what this could become, possibly shared. Both of you might be circling the same unspoken thing, both waiting for the other to name it first. Maybe neither has to lead. Maybe you both just drift toward it organically. I see conversations potentially deepening, more vulnerability entering the space, more honesty surfacing, less surface level exchange, more substance. Like peeling layers back and actually letting each other see. That's often how Can't Stop Thinking About You becomes, let's actually explore this through transparency, through showing up real, through saying the scary thing. Hold on, the forever part. of this title. That word's heavy, and I don't sense it's being used lightly here. Someone might be seeing long-term shape with you, not just chemistry, not just fun, but actual partnership structure, actual future outline, seeing you in their life months and years out. And that vision creates urgency. People don't usually chase forever with just anyone. They chase it when someone feels distinctly different, feels right in ways that resist logic. You might represent that for them, like home, like safety, like the person they didn't know they were looking for until you existed in their world. That's a lot to process. Makes sense. There'd be mental wrestling. Let me slow down here. I feel like someone sees your worth clearly, sees what you bring, your energy, your heart, how you show up, and they don't want to mishandle this. So they're being careful, deliberate, making sure when they approach it's from solid ground, not halfway, not uncertain, fully ready. I see someone possibly organizing their life before approaching, handling things, cleaning up loose ends, becoming someone aligned with what they're asking for, because they might recognize you deserve real effort, deserve intentionality, deserve someone showing up properly, and they're working on being that person. Let's sit here. For someone might have needed absence to understand what was there, had to lose access to recognize value, and now they're reconsidering everything or preparing to, with different energy than before, different maturity, different level of appreciation. I see regret in this, but also growth. Like they understand past mistakes and don't want to repeat those patterns. Maybe you've been skeptical, thinking if they really wanted me, they would have shown it before. That's fair thinking. People do sometimes change. Not always, not magically. But sometimes life teaches hard enough that actual evolution happens, whether they've genuinely evolved or just think they have. That's yours to assess. I'm reflecting that you occupy significant space in their thoughts right now, and they're considering what to do with that. And so, what might you do meanwhile? Keep living, probably. Keep being yourself. Keep doing whatever you've been doing that made you magnetic in the first place. Because the version of you that's whole and unbothered, that's powerful. That's what's got them hooked. Changing that to accommodate their process would weaken it. I see you in your power right now, whether you recognize it or not chasing, not shrinking, not performing, just existing fully as yourself. And that creates pull because they can sense they don't have you secured. And it's creating urgency in them, making them aware they need to move before someone else does. Let them feel that. I feel like February holds some kind of shift energy, not necessarily the shift you want, just shift. Movement from stagnancy. Either something gets clearer or you gain enough information to decide differently. Either this becomes more defined or it fades naturally. But the limbo, that's shifting. I see something resolving itself one way or another. Take a breath. Whatever unfolds with this person, whether they show up how you'd want or they don't, you're solid. You were solid before their thoughts about you. You'll be solid regardless of their actions. Their internal experience doesn't define your value. It just mirrors back what's already true. That you're someone who sticks in people's awareness. Take what resonates here. Leave what doesn't land. And trust yourself to recognize the difference when it matters.